Hey, there's Scott McKenzie again, and where we're talking about why you need to bring podcasting and this platform into your business, right? Either you bring in podcasting as a part of your sales, marketing, and branding strategy, or find somebody else to do it, but be consistent with it. Bring it in. It is a powerful platform for you, your companies, your employees, your partners, your customers, everybody. It is a win-win solution. You bring out the human element. This is, I want to say, number 5 in a series that we're just going to keep on going until somebody says, yes, this is important, but I'll lay it all out. And once again, I have all of the information. If you say, yes, I better do it, but I need equipment. I need to understand the digital components, all of that stuff. It's all out on industrialtalk.com. Okay, the last episode that we did, now I believe it was yesterday, we talked about the sales funnel, and we're talking about leveraging the podcast platform as part of that sales funnel. Now, we have to build the content, and we started out with building and bringing in the content that is specific to your internal resources, the people, the part of your company, the ones that are passionate about what you are doing as a company, bringing out that human element. And so we highlighted that. Now we're going to go into, if you're out there on video, we're going to go into the partners. Now, this is where it gets really pretty interesting. So what you've done is you said, okay, hey, let's start this podcast. Let's start finding, hey, these are the people that we are going to interview internally. They're all positive. They're going to forward it to their people, and they're going to say, hey, this is great. I was on this podcast. We talked about this. This was a fun time. All wonderful human-related focus on you, your company, your individuals. It's a wonderful win-win all around. Now, this is when we start talking about the sales process, right? So you go to your partners, if you have partners. If you have customers, you have customers, and we'll talk about that as well as prospects. But let's say we have partners that rep your services, rep your solutions, whatever it might be, deploy your systems, whatever it might be, you have them. So you approach them and you say, hey, partner, I know that you've been doing a great job, and we really value your relationship. We would like to get you on our podcast. And I would say, and we want to talk about what you're doing that is making you a success. And we want to educate the listeners of our podcast on why you, as a partner, are benefiting from being our partners, right? And really just, once again, bring out that human element. But in that conversation, you're going to say, okay, why are you so great? Wonderful. Here, let me show you how to take this now marketing asset that we created for you, and then figure out how to get it in front of the right people so that you, partner, are a success. Now, this is where it gets real interesting. If your partner in the podcast speaks glowingly of their relationship with you and your solution, you have an asset now that says, hey, we were talking to our partners here, and this is just their interview on our podcast. They were great, and I think you, prospect, would benefit from this conversation. Now, the partner's going to say, hey, that was a great time. That's wonderful. Now I'm going to send it to my prospects, my customers, my internal people of why, hey, this was a great time. It's all win-win all around, and it's under the guise of doing a podcast. You get it? Everything in this whole exchange is positive. It reflects that human element into who you are and what you're all about. And it creates a tremendous amount of goodwill. But here's the best part. Now, what's going to happen is that your company is baked in to that particular podcast, right? And so that partner is going to say, hey, did a podcast for this company. This is great stuff. Now, all of a sudden, you're increasing your footprint and your influence. And also, all of a sudden, everybody says, hey, I know I can trust that company. They're great people. I saw that human element in their particular podcast. And you know what else I got? I got a lot of information out of it. That's what this is all about. It is just a great opportunity to sit around the proverbial coffee table, it's a podcast platform, and be able to have this conversation and say, hey, great, thank you for being on the podcast, partner. Let me show you how you can promote it. And you know what else? If you have customers that you would like to get on the podcast, let us know, because we would love to be able to hear what they have to say about your services. And it's just, everybody's just a happy-go-lucky type of solution here. That is what happens. And then it begins to compound. They send it out to their friends, their families, their customers, and then and you're baked in, and then you say, hey, that's great, and then you send it out, and it just keeps on compounding, keeps on growing, it keeps on evolving, and it's all positive. That's it. That is when you start to build your content from this particular platform, this podcast platform. So you take your internal people, you interview them. They're fantastic. They've got great insights, wisdom. They know everything about what you do, and they're passionate. Then you extend this platform to your partners. And then the partners are like, wow, I love working with you, and I love working with your system, and I love your services. And we have helped many people because you guys were so great. And then you see how it works? It just keeps on going, and it just keeps compounding. And so at the base, at the fundamental base of any type of sales is that know, like, and trust. You're already 70% complete with your sales process. 70-ish. I don't have any real data to back it up, but however, it's a lot, because all of a sudden they know you and they like you and they see your face, and now all of a sudden you're slicing and dicing and you're making all this great content that helps people succeed. That's what you're in the business of doing. So once again, you bring them on, you hammer on the partners, bring out their human side. You got internal people. The next one that we're going to be doing is customers. You have customers that use your services. You have customers that believe in you and what you are providing. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about customers, and you can see how it begins to compound. It keeps growing, and you keep pushing, and you keep on putting out your message. So thank you very much. That's partners. We're going to be talking about customers next. Be bold, be brave, dare greatly, change the world. That's what you're all about. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll be back with customers.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.